Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 5:33. And John Mellencamp with Bax and Nagle and Rock 102. It's going to be cloudy today with peaks of sun later on in the day, high of 64. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 43. And then for tomorrow, cloudy with a few periods of rain, the high of 45. It's about 58 degrees right now. Pretty warm in downtown Springfield. What a show today. Man, Open Line Friday brought to you by Linton Septic. That's coming up later on this morning. Plus, your chance to winning tickets to Chicago Total Access at 52 Summer for tomorrow night's show. And also tickets to the Brimfield Brew Fest, which is coming up on the 12th. And there's much more.
Much more.
Much more.
Actually, a last-minute edition. At 7:45 this morning, we'll talk to some folks for the robotics competition happening over at the Big E this weekend.
Oh, nice.
So those kids, those really smart kids, like way smarter than you and me and everybody else.
Even if you strapped us together intellectually, we wouldn't be half as smart as any of those kids.
That's right.
So there's all that and more. It's 5:34 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Call or text us anytime.
And Tom Petty with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
My favorite.
I know you
there
love that
he
guy.
is.
You love him.
Cloudy today, maybe some rain showers. High of 63. It's 59 right now in downtown Springfield.
Hollywood Trash is brought to you by Western Mass Masons. Call them for all your foundation and chimney needs.
Somehow you still care about what's happening in Hollywood. So from Tinseltown, 3,000 miles away, it's Steve Nagle's Hollywood Trash.
Tom Cruise was at CinemaCon in Las Vegas yesterday to present footage from Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, which I cannot wait to see, actually.
Is he going to be reckoning for the very last time?
Who knows? I mean, the guy seems like he's ageless, and he doesn't. He'll keep making movies.
He's hardly ageless.
But before he got started, he took a moment to pay tribute to Val Kilmer. Quote, "I can't tell you how much I admired his work and him as a human being, how grateful and honored I was that he joined Top Gun and came back for Top Gun Maverick. I think it would be really nice if we could just have a moment all together and just take a moment because he loved movies and he gave a lot to us all with his performances in films. And L. Ron Hubbard's spaceship will be here to pick you all up soon." After the moment of silence.
As if it didn't happen already.
Yeah, after the moment of silence, Tom added, quote, "Thank you, Val. I wish you well on your next journey. Thank you all for doing that. I know he appreciates it." Well, that was nice.
That was kind of him.
Glenn Powell is starring in a new version of The Running Man, playing the role Arnold Schwarzenegger did in 1987. When Glenn got the part, though, he was not. The first call was not Arnold, it was Tom Cruise. He wanted to learn how to run.
He didn't know how to run?
Yeah, Tom said, "Film yourself running as soon as possible. You don't look as cool as you think," and we did. And as you talk to these running coaches, they say there's like only one actor that knows how to run on screen, and it's Tom Cruise.
What about Tom Hanks? He ran across the country like 10 times.
But how cool was that?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Besides running, Glenn also had to do practical stunts like falling through ceilings, plunging into sewers, and jumping clear of explosions, he added. "So look, I don't have the insurance plan to be Tom Cruise. I'm not trying to be Tom Cruise, but I will say I learned so much from him on how to properly do an action movie. As for what Arnold thinks, he did give the crew his blessing. Glenn says he'll be seeing Arnold in a few weeks to give him a very specific fun gift from the movie. Running Man hits theaters November 7th. That was Richard Dawson was in that. He was the game show.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
That was where that was the movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger joined that Jamaican bobsled team.
No, Steve. That's Cool Runnings.
Yeah, and they had to go down the chute, and they're in this world, and the Jamaican bobsled team has to fight off all these different obstacles, and see if they can win the game show.
No, that's not the same movie. Different movie.
Huh.
And I'm not even sure that Richard Dawson is in the one you're thinking of.
I think this is the what's that placebo effect thing? What is that thing called?
It's called the placebo
No,
effect.
the Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect.
Yeah, I remember watching this movie, and that's exactly what happened. Arnold Schwarzenegger joined a Jamaican bobsled team, and they had to, and then they won a gold medal at the end.
It's like that, your kids in the hall bit. I just saw this great movie last night. Oh yeah, what's it about? Well, it's about Orson Welles, and he's a newspaper magnate, and his dying wish. He says Rosebud. Oh, that's Citizen Kane. No, it's not Citizen Kane. Was Joseph Cotten in it? Yeah. Agnes Moorehead? Yeah. Yeah, Citizen Kane. No, I don't think so. And then finally, Dave Foley, stabs him in the hand with a fork and says, "It's Citizen Kane."
See, that was good comedy.
That was good comedy.
They don't make it like that anymore.
They really don't.
Ryan Reynolds, when it comes to him, you have to respect the hustle. He probably makes enough money off his movies to be comfortable for the rest of his life, but he doesn't stop the grind. He sold you gin, sold you wireless access. He's even sold you soccer, which isn't easy in the United States. And now he's selling wine. His new wine is called Ugly Estates, and it comes in what look like taller versions of a kid's juice box, except there's no straw, just a twist-off cap. Ugly Estates promises 33% more wine than a regular bottle and, quote, 100% less snob. A new ad for Ugly Estates stars Peggy the Hairless Pug, better known as Dogpool in Deadpool and Wolverine.
I'm sure that'll go over very well in the marketplace.
A wine juice box. I guess if you're going to market to Americans,
that's the way to do it.
The juice box is the way to go. Hey, your mom drinks boxed wine in the shower.
She's got it hanging on the towel rack.
This is why your dad has a second family somewhere.
Mom's drunk in the shower.
Right.
Again.
Dad's out getting strange. Jason Momoa and Jack Black star in a movie version of the video game Minecraft movie, which debuted last night. After four strangers are transported into the world of Minecraft, Jack Black shows up to teach them how to work together and survive and harness their own individual creativity. I have no idea. I don't know what this is. The kids are insane about this. The Minecraft thing. All the kids.
Oh, yeah.
And I have no idea what the hell it is.
I tried watching my kids play it, and I'm like, I don't understand anything of what you're doing right now, and I don't even understand why it's fun.
I think it's kind of like The Sims. Like, I think it's that kind of...
That's totally what it is, but it just lousy graphics. I don't get it.
Yeah, see, lousy graphics, or is it just modern, or is it that's just the cool way to do
guess.
things?
Give me Pitfall or Pong any day.
Pitfall. There was a guy a couple of months ago who beat the Pitfall game.
He beat it?
He beat it.
I didn't even realize there was an end to it.
Yeah, and you just pick up this like golden chalice thing at the end, and that's the end of the game.
How disappointing. I'd want like a new car or something.
I remember playing that game for hours and hours, and because I would always fail and have to restart the game.
Oh, yeah.
Always get eaten by the alligator.
Your hands are all cramped.
Yeah. I think
your eyes are all bugged out for looking at the TV for like 9 hours straight.
Yeah. See, they used to have endings to video games. Now now it's like, oh, how much more can you pay per month for you to keep continuing to do this thing that there's no end to it? That's how we make money. All right, now I'll start with the Kim Kardashian thing. Kim Kardashian's ex-husband Kanye is making news again for allegedly sending a crass text to DJ Academics, spelled Akademiks.
Really?
Where Kanye suggested he and Ray J should get together with Kim to make a new sex tape together where they would hit her from both sides.
I bet Kim must have had something to say.
Oh my God, the last time I felt it on both sides was when Ray J stuffed the scrototiller wall into my taint Smelmo's pyre before airmailing dong loogies across my back in that sex tape you can purchase on YouPorn for $39.95.
Caitlin?
Well, I never got that done and dirty with your mother, Chris Kim, but I once gave her my famous bean flick bowling ball combo. I was throwing more hand combos at her than a rock, paper, scissors tournament.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is by the time I was done, Papa Caitlin's fingers were greasier than a bucket of extra crispy. Frig her licking good. Herbs and spices. And that is your Hollywood Trash of Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch, brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Benjamin Moore Paint, Cabot Stains, plus rock-solid painting advice and expertise.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Hey, great news, everybody. Today is opening day at fan-friendly Fenway Park, their 114th home opener. Today, the Red Sox, who I should point out currently have the 10th best record in baseball, will open up their home schedule this afternoon at 2:10 p.m. with an interleague matchup against the St. Louis Cardinals. Exciting, huh? Oh, you don't know the half of it. It'll be a packed crowd of more than 37,000 people waiting to see the explosive Boston Red Sox as they look to extend their impressive 2-game winning streak. It'll have everything. You'll have the national anthem being sung by the Boston Arts Academy Treble All-Stars. You'll have a special tribute to the late Louis Tiant. Plus, you'll have the ceremonial first pitch thrown out by the surviving members of the 1975 World Series Boston Red Sox, the very team that lost in 7 games to the late Pete Rose and the Big Red Machine exactly 50 years ago. Oh, they'll all be out there, I suppose. 85-year-old Carl Yastrzemski, 77-year-old Carlton Fisk, 73-year-olds Freddie Lynn and Dwight Evans, perhaps even 81-year-old Rico Petrocelli shows up. I don't know, a bunch of them. All the great Red Sox players of my youth, back when I was an impressionable 9-year-old boy. Man, those were the days. Of course, you'll also have today's game where $313 million Rafael Devers looks to extend his 2-game hitting streak. Last night, Devers coughed up 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 runs, and only 1 strikeout, pushing his season batting average to a mind-numbing 111 against the Baltimore Orioles, who just could not handle all that offensive production as the Sox went on to beat them 8-4 yesterday. How are the Red Sox going to handle the Cardinals this afternoon? How the hell would I know? All I can tell you is it's going to be a riveting afternoon of baseball enjoyment. I might even pack down a few honorary Fenway Franks on Lenten Friday just to show a little respect for the occasion. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Of course, your Ego battery-powered mower comes with a battery and charger, but your Ego mower, now in Rocky's, gets an extra spare battery. This offer usually applies to your new Ego blower string trimmer from Rocky's Ace Hardware, and you can use all 3 with the same battery. Unbelievable! I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch. 102 Springfield's Classic Rock at 6:12 and Thin Lizzy with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Going to be cloudy today, maybe some rain showers with a high of 63. It's 59 right now in downtown Springfield.
Got Open Line Friday coming up this morning, brought to you by Linton Septic. We also got a couple things to give away, Brimfield Brewfest tickets and tickets to the Total Access, Chicago Total Access show tomorrow night at 52 Sumner. All of that coming up today.
You know, we were talking yesterday about jeans costing a lot of money.
Yeah.
I went to the men's whorehouse yesterday.
Warehouse.
I believe it's whorehouse.
I don't believe so.
And because my weight's changing, I'm losing weight. I'm jacking up.
Uh-huh.
So
what you do in your own time, I think, is your own business.
No, that's the other way. Not up, not down. Not side or left.
Right, okay.
Yeah. But my waist is getting smaller, but my shoulders are getting bigger. Does that make sense to you?
What you're trying to tell us, without being so graphic, is that you're starting to be cut like a diamond.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
like a chiseled Adonis that
right.
You would only find in, say, Greek mythology, perhaps.
So my jeans were getting baggy on me. And I need a pair. I like a good pair of comfy jeans.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got a pair of jeans yesterday for $29.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you steal them?
No, they were on sale.
Where'd you get jeans for $29?
The men's whorehouse.
The men's? Really?
Yeah. Can you imagine that?
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Especially when you got a whore.
That's a good deal. What kind of, what brand of jeans are we talking about?
You know what? I don't even know I've never heard of the brand name before, but it's okay because if it's $29 and they look good and they feel good in the seat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, I've owned jeans that I got at a decent price thinking, hey, I'm looking pretty smart in these pants. Only to blow the crotch out within minutes.
Yeah, but these seem a little sturdier than that.
You think so?
Yeah.
I thought these were sturdy too, but then I want to blow out the crotch in minutes.
Well, hey, listen, it was better than the $109 pair of Joseph Bababood or whatever his name is. I don't even know who that guy is.
I don't know, but I hear he's nice.
Yeah.
But he'll screw you on a pair of jeans.
Yeah. So sometimes you just look around, you can get the deal.
You know, that's just the thing. You know, I don't know how. I don't know how women do it. Ladies, I don't know how you do it. I mean, everything that looks good on you is going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Why do you think TJ Maxx is always busy? There's people spending hours in there looking for stuff.
Yeah, you look for
put
hours to
on.
find that one thing, and that'll
Listen,
be enough. But if you're looking for regular everyday clothes, like I can't believe what bras cost.
Bras are expensive.
That's a ripoff.
Yeah, they're well, it depends on where you go. See, again, these are why like Kohl's are invented and all these places. Not everything is the bougie Victoria's Secret price. You know what I mean?
I know.
Just so you get that fancy bag on the way out.
Did you realize there's a bra shop right here on the corner?
Really, I should get fitted.
The old Coughlin's, which was a diner for generations.
Yeah.
Then they now make bras.
Huh.
That's what they do over there.
Well, it used to be a greasy spoon anyway, so you might as well,
I used to go there for a cup of coffee. Now I can go up there for a cup of breasts.
That was a good breakfast place.
It was a good
too
breakfast
bad
place. I
it's
don't know
gone
what
by the way of the dinosaur.
I don't know what happened.
But yeah, maybe I should get fitted.
I don't know if they'll do a man's ear.
Bro.
Man's ear.
Bro.
Man's ear.
Anyway, but yeah, I was just curious because I places like that you have more form-fitting clothes as to go to a Walmart or something when you're buying the and frankly they were just as expensive as the Walmart jeans.
You and I, we're both portly fellas. I mean, you're much more athletic. You're trimming down. You have less of a geometric shape than I do.
I asked you to go for a walk with me, and you don't want to go for a walk.
I was very busy that day.
Yeah.
I'm also very busy today.
Yeah.
And I may be busy all next week as well. Anyway, my point is this. You mentioned not that long ago that you were hitting the jackpot at Costco for clothes.
Yeah, because I can fit into those now.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Costco doesn't let you try things on. Like, you can't take your pants off in Costco. I found that out the hard way.
Well, this is what I usually do if I go to Costco. I wear a thin shirt, to try on shirts. I can try on shirts at Costco. You're right. You can't always try on pants. But now that I've bought enough of their brand name stuff, I can kind of predict. Okay, I know I can fit into a 38 of these and a 36 of these. Because everything's made differently too. Yesterday I got a pair of these are 36s.
Really?
But that doesn't always necessarily mean that every brand is the same. I could be a 38 in one brand and a 36 in another.
Which I never really understood. If 36 represents 36 inches.
Yeah, you would think it would be the same all around.
For every pair of pants.
Yeah,
but apparently there's a different. They must be going metric. It's the only thing I can think of. Because to me, 36 inches is a pretty standard measurement. Very much like a 38 would be a standard measurement. But yet, you're absolutely right.
But every body type is different, too. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, but I've got I bought like a pair of pants once.
Yeah.
And they were 36s when I lost a lot of weight years ago.
Yeah.
And I could fit into some 36s no problem.
Yeah.
But then there were some I couldn't even get it around my waist at 36 inches. It's the same 36 inches, but yet for whatever reason the pants were and they were the same. They were the same kind of pants.
So I'm now typically a 38, or I'm kind of hovering between that 36, 38, depending again who makes it. This one is a little bit stretchier, so you can kind of stretch it out a little bit, and it's still comfortable.
Right.
You don't want to be uncomfortable wearing the waist.
It's absolutely true, and you don't want to blow out the crotch within minutes.
But listen, and you're right about the women spending so much time in the store. I was in there in 12 minutes. 12 minutes by the time I walked out of the car into the whorehouse.
Yep.
And then
warehouse.
Whatever. And I go in there and I asked the guy, I'm like, can you just measure my chest? Because that's the thing that I'm having trouble with. It's like 2X's are too big, but an XL is not big enough because of the shape of my torso now.
Right.
Whereas before, I was more pear-shaped, where a 2X would be, I had the same. Fine.
I had the same problem as a kid.
Yeah.
Because Huskies were like too loose.
Yeah.
But the regular sizes were too tight.
Well, you should have went to Rodney Dangerfield's short and fat store.
When you run, do you leave potholes?
Yeah.
I know, but I was always like that. I'm still always in that in-between space.
Yeah.
And I hate that in-between space.
Well, I had good luck. Good luck was on my side yesterday, and I wound up getting I got an XL shirt. Again, that's the same thing with the shirts. This particular shirt in XL fit me, whereas I tried another one on a different rack because it was a different style of fit. That's the other thing. Slim fits, traditional, whatever they call it, traditional fit or something.
Regular fit,
Whatever.
classic fit, original fit.
All these fits. I'm having a fit trying to find a shirt is what I'm what's happening to me. But listen, I got stuff for less than $50 at the whorehouse. Where else? What other whorehouse can you go to other than a men's whorehouse and get something for less than? And usually those clothes are like really expensive.
Sure.
But you got to hit the sale right, I guess.
And to walk out of there fully satisfied with your expense. I mean, that's with your purchase. That's not easy to do, whether it's a warehouse or a whorehouse.
Yeah, they have Holes cash there at the whorehouse.
I don't.
Do you have any Holes cash to spend?
I don't know if they do.
Well, you just earned $5 in Holes cash here at the whorehouse.
Well, you're just a couple miles away from being able to spend your Holes cash at the whorehouse.
Oh no, I gave it to the guy on the traffic island right outside of the Holyoke crossing. He needed it more than I did.
Yeah, I don't know if the panhandlers in Holyoke are really going to get all they want out of their Holes cash.
You don't think so?
I think they'd rather have regular cash.
What about CVS Extra Bucks?
I have never seen anybody say, we'll work for CVS Extra Bucks.
Now listen, if you're going to give to those folks, give them something they can use. You know, you can go get a bar of soap and toiletries and everything else over at the CVS.
Sure.
Here's $5 in CVS Extra Bucks. Here's my phone number so you can put my card number in so I can earn the points for the next time, too.
But they're not going to be able to buy a sleeve of Fireball with Holes cash.
Listen, if you clean up enough and you brush your teeth, somebody will give you money eventually to buy that Fireball. It's making the world go round. This is how I think.
Yeah, you got a real chicken and the egg argument here.
Nagelnomics.
Nagelnomics.
Yeah.
So would that be like an offshoot to the Steve Nagle College of Criminal Knowledge?
It's one of the classes that we offer.
Nagelnomics?
Yeah. Instead of giving cash to vagrants, you give them your bonus points for whatever it is.
Bonus points and hope.
Hey, there's a guy down on Columbus Avenue that's got 20,000 Southwest points, and he's going to Baltimore. Thank you, Steve Nagle. I knew those would come in handy one of these days. And you can pick your seat. There's no class system on the Southwest Airlines seating system.
And wait till he gets to Baltimore. That Inner Harbor area is fantastic.
Yeah, but they got that 50s diner there he'll really enjoy.
It's 624 on Rock 102.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Can you dig it? It's time to plant hardy perennial shrubs, trees, and cool weather crops. Head to Weinzick Nursery and browse our newly stocked inventory. We have bulk and bag mulch to freshen up your beds, seed and seed starting supplies, and fan favorite dahlias, gladiolas, and other spring bulbs. Pick up fertilizer, pruning supplies, and garden tools. We look forward to seeing you and helping you with all your gardening and landscaping needs. Visit us on Route 9 in Hadley and at WeinzickNursery.com. We are the grower. Come to the source.
Jerome's Party Plus is looking for hardworking people to join their team. Full-time truck drivers? They've got great pay, paid holidays, health insurance, and vacation time. Seasonal event labor and warehouse workers? Competitive pay, flexible hours, and guess what? Winter's off. That's right, spend your winters relaxing while still earning great money in the busy season. If you're looking for a job with solid pay and benefits, Jerome's Party Plus is the place to be. Don't wait, these opportunities won't last. Find out more at jeromespartyplus.com. Jerome's Party Plus.
It's 6:25 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Dan Brown has the full forecast for you.
Hey, this Sunday on Baxy's Musical Fun Bag, it's a special tribute to Kurt Cobain, who died, 31 years ago?
Yeah.
Like this weekend. Before he died, he had left a list of his top 50 favorite albums, and we're going to be playing songs from that list. Play songs from David Bowie, The Stooges, Sonic Youth, Gang of Four, The Pixies, and more. It's all brought to you by Raspberries Records in Ludlow and in East Longmeadow. By the way, Record Store Day right around the corner, April 12th, and both locations are participating. Make sure you're listening Sunday nights, 9 o'clock here on Rock 102.
All right.
Okay?
You ready to laugh?
I'm ready to laugh.
Let's laugh.
It's Bax and Nagle's Joke of the Day
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you.
on Rock 102,
I make you laugh.
Springfield's classic rock.
Why was Cinderella so bad at playing basketball?
I don't know. Why was Cinderella so bad at playing basketball?
Well, her coach was a pumpkin. Get it? Coach was a pumpkin?
Which was a pumpkin.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's still better than a Springfield cop at Summers High School.
Yeah. That's not funny at all.
No, it's not funny at all. I'm just saying that's a better option, having a pumpkin as a coach than it would be having that guy as a coach.
There you
Which
go.
we'll talk about next in the news.
Good.
Bax and Nagle in the morning on Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
Here's your Western Mass News.
Just about 6:30 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Yankee Home Improvement. If you're thinking about a new walk-in shower system, call Yankee Home and mention Rock 102. Get 1021 off plus 50% off installation all month long. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. A Springfield police officer has been suspended after he was arrested in Connecticut for alleged sexual assault of a student at Summers High School, where he was a coach. An officer who a few years ago took the oath defending and upholding the law is now finding himself in trouble with that law. I'm disturbed about these allegations. This is one of my officers. That's according to Springfield Police Superintendent Larry Akers. Akers didn't hold back his thoughts on Thursday about accusations that have come to light this week after 27-year-old officer Justin Perez was arrested in Connecticut based on investigations that date back to October 2024. Connecticut State Police on Tuesday arrested the officer, who is also a former assistant coach at Summers High School. In court documents obtained by Western Mass News, Connecticut State troopers received a complaint on October 26 from a head coach at the school through the team's manager. According to the complaint, the 15-year-old sophomore told the coach she felt weird being around him and didn't want to be around him. The victim told the coach that during the 2023-24 season that Perez would, quote, act inappropriately with her. The student also said that Perez Snapchatted her during the course of that season, and what began as a strictly motivational coaching conversation turned into inappropriate comments and pictures. The head coach also reportedly told troopers the team manager discussed an incident in February 2023 when the team was at an overnight tournament in New Haven where athletes and parents stayed in the same hotel rooms. She said Perez texted her and tried to convince her to get a room with him so they could do stuff together. The coach also reportedly said there was an incident during a strength and conditioning practice last summer where Perez allegedly attempted to make a move on her after the victim's friend was sent back to the main practice room. Springfield Mayor Dominic Sarno called the entire situation extremely disappointing. Police officers, like many of us in the public service, are held to a higher standard. You don't want anything like these types of situations to occur, whether you're a servant, especially when you're talking about individuals where he, she, that are underage, so very disturbing. Springfield Police said Perez had been an officer since 2022 and was assigned to administrative duties without a firearm since the department was informed about the investigation in October. He's now been suspended 5 days without pay. And while the people will complain about, why is this guy still allowed to even have a job and all this other stuff? There are so many factors that go into these police unions and protections that have nothing to do with the administration, and the administration only has so much power.
5 days is the maximum they can they can suspend him, which which is unfortunate because you'd like to think the Springfield Police Department, and I'm sure if you asked Larry Akers what he would like to do, he'd probably say, we want this guy out of this building as fast as possible.
But you can't do that.
They don't have that option.
That's not the way the laws are written, and that's not the way the protections are written for these police union folks.
I heard this story a while back. I mean, the incident, I think, came to light back in October. I heard about it not too far after that, but it's like, when you hear stories like this, I'm sure the Springfield Police, considering they have had over the course of time, some situations that have cast them in a very bad light. This is one individual on this police department. It should not cast the police department in general in a bad light. What really is, I find, maddening is that, they are hamstrung in what they can do. I mean, clearly this guy should not be a cop. He should not be around children. He should not be in a school system or around kids.
That's been a long time thing about.
I know.
People. This is why Greg Bigda keeps, the bad behavior seemingly gets rewarded after some time.
Right.
Even though you've messed up X amount of times, you still get. Oh, the guy's got back pay now for 3 years. Whatever the deal is, and however much of an injustice you think that is, that's the way those things are done.
That's the process.
And it's the same argument. Some guy let out on bail, and all of a sudden he's doing something nefarious the next day. So
the other part about it, and take the police out of this for just a second. The other part of this is, so he's a coach at Summers High School. Was a coach at Summers High School. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to be looking at Summers High School and like, well, how can you allow a guy like this to be a coach?
Listen,
well, let me explain something here. If there are no incidents on a Corey check,
right,
then there's nothing that might have been a red flag on this guy.
Yeah.
If there were, and they still hired him anyway, that's a different situation. But people have to understand that many of these predators are master manipulators, and they find their way into situations.
Yeah.
And it is a very, very methodical process in the mind of a predator. So, I mean, I hope that is what happened here. This guy just found a way to worm his way into this high school. If there are other red flags or incidents on a Corey check and they hired him anyway, then we got a different problem here.
Yeah. Well, and this guy wasn't very bright to begin with. The warrant that they picked him up on said that Perez had made multiple internet searches in the fall of 2024. Troopers found relevant to the investigation, including sexting laws, Massachusetts, age of consent, Connecticut, enticing a minor, Connecticut, sending nudes to a minor, Connecticut, and can you get in trouble for texting a 16-year-old girl in Connecticut?
You're a cop.
Right.
You should know that.
Not only are you a cop, but if you even have to ask that question to Google, then you're too old. She's too young for you. It's not. This is not. What a dumb thing to be even entertaining. That you would even think that. And again, you're right. You're a cop. Do they I know they teach those laws to police officers because they have to be informed on those laws in order to arrest somebody for doing that.
And if all of those questions wind up being, it's illegal in Massachusetts, I think it's pretty safe to say it's probably also illegal in Connecticut too.
Yeah, it's
there's a lot of stupid stuff that this guy had done. The least of which is believing that images and messages in a sexual nature sent on Snapchat is a safe thing to do. That stuff is all recoverable, pal. All recoverable.
Yeah, the pictures that don't go away on Snapchat, they're still there.
They haven't gone anywhere.
You just can't see them. That's all.
Unbelievable.
West Springfield police are looking for a suspect accused of destroying property and theft. They say said a man seen in surveillance pictures allegedly broke a car window and stole over $2,000 from a 17-year-old victim. Police explained that the suspect then used the victim's credit card at the TJ Maxx in West Springfield to buy over $700 worth of clothes. Yeah, here's a guy that's getting bang for his buck. We were just talking about sales and cash, and I don't think TJ Maxx has a reward system, but you do get everyday discounts.
Well, you can also get a discount with with a TJ Maxx credit card.
Now, if he had
10% off your first purchase.
Now, if he had taken the $700 and went to a place like Macy's, he probably wouldn't have the. It's quantity. Is it quantity over quality when it comes to theft?
I think in the case of theft, I think the dollar amount is really what's important.
It's like a pound of bricks, pound of feathers. I got $700 worth of clothes from TJ Maxx. That's a lot more.
That's a lot of clothes, man.
Than $700 worth of clothes at, say, I don't know, an American Eagle.
Or one of these high-end boutiques you might see around the area.
Well, if they have pictures of this guy up, and if you recognize the suspect, you're asked to call the West Springfield police. It just took me a second to realize where the TJ Maxx was in West Springfield. It's in the Century Center, down by the Big Y.
Oh yeah,
where they have a Skechers in there.
Mm-hmm.
The very Skechers they're going to put over in Springfield Crossing.
That's right. We're gonna need more shoes in Springfield.
Yeah, I don't know about that. More shoes, Skechers.
They're very comfortable.
They're kind of expensive.
Sure, but good shoe, good quality footwear is expensive.
Yeah, they're expensive, but can you really afford another?
Can you really afford another corn or bunion?
Right. Sheriffs want lawmakers to consider reining in unlimited free phone calls at county jails amid bulging costs and heightened demand on correctional officers to monitor those communications. The 2023 law that gave incarcerated individuals access to no-cost calls at county and state correctional facilities has cost the sheriff's office $12.5 million so far.
Really?
In fiscal 2025.
Well, I think the sheriff's department's got to call the phone company and see if they can get unlimited calling and long distance.
I was going to say, do we not have a better plan?
Listen. If you call the phone company, they will work with you.
I think they're talking about the people that are monitoring the calls and paying them to do that.
That's totally different.
While soaring call volumes and call durations, plus a surge in electronic communications, McDermott said staff see a little bit more of an overwhelming commitment to the monitoring responsibilities. Without specifying dollar amounts, McDermott said more money is needed to pay staff for that growing workload. While our software technology is pretty sophisticated, we still need that human touch to catch some of the things that we're trying to catch in those communications. McDermott, who's president of the Mass Sheriff's Association, said at a recent budget hearing, "We have seen a spike in gang coordination attempts at fake account creations, and even family disruptions, sometimes involving children." Representative Stephen Nazaros asked sheriffs whether they can impose a time limit on inmate phone calls to alleviate some of the problems. Isn't there no time limit on it now?
I think there is a time limit, isn't there?
I would imagine there would be.
Well, you don't want one or two guys hogging the phone all to themselves.
We should get Nick Cochi on the phone soon.
It would cost too much.
I know. You have a collect call from Nick Cochi.
And then we have to accept the charges, and then we wind up getting the bill. It's like $2,000.
That's ridiculous.
If I'm going to talk to Nick Cochi, it's going to be for free.
Yeah, I would imagine that would be the most ideal way to talk to him.
I mean, you and I both have his number. We could text him anytime we want, and we could charge nothing for extra texting.
Do you remember those days where, my father would flip his lid if my sisters called, a friend that lived in another town because it would cost money to call that friend? It was like 10 cents to call over the county line or the town or whatever. If it was a different exchange or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When did they start realizing, hey, maybe this is not such a good idea?
Let me tell you something.
Stopped having to pay operators?
Back in the early 80s, I had a girlfriend who lived in Middleborough.
Uh-oh.
And then I also had friends who lived in Abington and Hanson and Bridgewater And I'd call these people not thinking that there would be any repercussions. But then back then, those calls were all toll calls. Yeah. So you'd get a long-distance bill. Now, long distance doesn't exist now, so you youngins have no idea what I'm talking about. But back in the day, that cost extra. And then we get a bill for like, again, these are 1981, 1982 rates, a bill for like $200.
Yeah.
I mean.
That's crazy.
Oh, I had to work that off forever. I had to do things like chores and helping my dad mow lawns. And
God,
you kids have no idea.
The horror of you having to do those things.
I mean, in some circles, that could be seen as abusive, but I was really paying off a debt.
You know, maybe if you had done more of that, you'd be willing to go for a walk with me after the show.
Listen, I wasn't even willing to walk to Middleborough to see my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
That wasn't going to happen.
We can bring Cheez-Its with us. Have a little walk with Cheez-Its. You and me down the trail, make a video.
That's tempting if I didn't have so much going on today.
You really do need to get out and get more exercise.
I believe that's my decision to make, Steve.
Well, but I mean to sit here and then they go, oh my God, I had this ablation, all this heart things and all that. I had AFib and blah blah blah. Okay, well, you know, one of the solutions to that is getting more heart-healthy exercises in.
Well,
hey, Nagle, what do you think I could do? Oh, well, Bax, you can go for a walk with me. I go for a walk almost every day now here.
Well, Steve,
from the radio station.
You know, yesterday, was it yesterday you asked me or the day before? I can't remember what day. Yesterday. I wasn't wearing the right kind of shoes for that sort of thing.
Are you wearing the right kind of shoes now?
Well, today I am, yes. But
all right,
yesterday
so
I was
go for
not.
a walk today.
I could maybe make it to the end of Fisher Avenue and back.
Come on, you can go half a mile.
Half a mile?
Yeah. It's only a half a mile from here to the behind the Dunkin' Donuts up there.
Really?
Only half a mile.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
Couldn't I just walk through the woods and go to the Panera instead?
I guess you could do that too, but
that's a hell of a shorter walk.
All right, I'm offering. A 45-year-old man in Florida named Steve Cusimano stopped. What?
Steve Cusimano.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Jeannie Cusimano from The Sopranos. That's what it was.
That's what I'm thinking.
Anyway, Steve Cusimano stopped at a kid's lemonade stand on Tuesday. He bought one glass of lemonade, downed it, and then got mad when he wasn't allowed to refill the cup.
He was looking for free refills?
Yeah. Sir, this is not an Applebee's. It's a lemonade stand.
I mean, it costs money to make the lemonade.
Right. There was an adult woman at the stand with several kids, and Stephen confronted her and grabbed her by the wrist and said he was in a fighting stance and threatened to beat her up.
This must have been some very good lemonade.
I was going to say. He eventually walked away, and the woman called police. They tracked Stephen down and arrested him. He confirmed the woman's story, but he said he grabbed her because she was talking crap to him. Stephen was charged with felony battery. No word on how the female victim was or how many children witnessed the situation. You don't get free refills at a lemonade stand.
No. I mean, listen, there are very specific restaurants that will do that, but this is a roadside stand. You're going to get a free refill.
This is just deterring people from starting an entrepreneurial type business like a lemonade stand. You got to deal with jerks like that.
Ugh. And, you know, the customer is always right.
Yeah.
Except for this idiot.
What about my bottomless fries, too? Sir, it's not a Red Robin. It's a lemonade stand.
You've also been here for 7 hours.
Yeah.
At some point, the bottomless fries end.
Yeah. Remember how they caught that criminal in the Red Robin commercial? When the cop goes, Red Robin, and the criminal pushes up the manhole cover going, yum.
Yeah.
And that's how they caught him. Maybe that's
through an acting job.
Right. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today, going to be cloudy with a high of 63. Tomorrow, rainy with a high of 44. It's 59 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 6:53 and T-Rex with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Cloudy today with a high of 63. It's 59 right now in downtown Springfield.
Rock 102 wants to help you get your home improvement projects done with Pick Your Project, brought to you by Dave Miner Exterior Home Improvements. You could win $5,000 in cash, which you could use towards replacing your roof or skylights with Dave Miner. Heating oil deliveries, HVAC, plumbing, and electrical services from Noonan Energy. Water pumps, water filtration, and water treatment options from Aquapump. And also putting some relaxation in your summer with 21st century pools and spas. Or septic tank pumping and Title V inspections from Linton Septic. If you want to get involved in it, all you got to do is go to rock102.com before noon on April 25th. One winner chosen at random could win $5,000. It's Pick Your Project, brought to you by Dave Miner Exterior Home Improvements and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
Coming up next hour, around 7:45 or so, we're going to be speaking with committee co-chair Carrie Karwedzki from Rosie Robotics, the robotics championships that are happening this weekend at the Big E. And
they're doing the Big E now.
Yeah, and then there's also 2 co-captains that are available, too. I'm not really sure how a 3-person conversation on one end of a phone line is going to match over well with 2 idiots on the receiving end of that phone call.
That might be a little tricky.
So you know what? It can't be any more of a train wreck than open lines, which we will be doing twice this morning.
Oh, we're doing it twice? All right.
Well, listen, it's Friday. I got nothing to talk about. I got a lot of work to do before I get out of here for the weekend. I got a whole weekend full of comedy.
No, I know.
I got trash to take down to the dump tomorrow.
No, I listen. You don't have to tell me. I got you. I got you.
Which, by the way, I gotta film this next time I do it. I had the privilege yesterday. This is what local regional recognition will get you, sir.
Wow, what did you do?
I went to the dump for it's the transfer station in my lovely town of Huntington.
It's a dump.
It's a transfer station. And I threw my bag of trash in there along with my paid stickers that you got to throw in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked the guy, can I push the compact button? And he goes, sure, go ahead.
You got to press the button?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know the guy's name. He's like the nicest guy. He's like the best guy for that job because he greets everybody with like a wink and a smile. You know, when you drive up there, he's always friendly and always, and he was nice enough to let me push the green button to move the. It was like the 8,336th best day of my life.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
You know, I've worked in this town for 30 years, lived here for a good long time. Yeah. They never let me get even close to touching any button at the transfer station in East Long Meadow.
I'm like a mini mayor of that town.
If I went over and attempted to press the button, they'd probably throw like scraps of metal at me.
And you know what I did? I sat there and I watched it push the trash into the rest of the dumpster and then bounce back. And I took, maybe 2-3 minutes. And I was just fascinated. And it was one of these very rewarding things that I did.
I can imagine. It's clearly a very satisfying moment for you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit jealous. Little jello over here now.
Well, you know what? Maybe you can come with me one day, and they'll both let us press the button at the same time. Maybe you can press the stop button or the reverse button. Which one do you want to do?
Well, I'd take either one. I'm not. Any button would be fine with me.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let me do that here in East Long Meadow, but whatever.
Because there are a bunch of snobs down here. They won't even have drive-thrus ready unless you're a bank. Talk about snobby rules to be making.
And there's so few banks to choose from over here. It's hard to imagine.
Hey, by the way, Chicago Total Access is coming to 52 Sumner. That's the Chicago cover band. That's coming tomorrow night to 52 Sumner. And we have tickets to give away for that.
We got a pair of tickets right now. 10th caller, 293-1021. Good luck to you.
There you go.
658 at Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch, brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Benjamin Moore Paint, Cabot Stains, plus rock-solid painting advice and expertise.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, tonight the Washington Capitals will be hosting the Chicago Blackhawks at the Capital One Arena in the nation's capital to watch Russian-born Alex Ovechkin get closer and closer to breaking the all-time record for Gore's goal in the NHL. As of today, he is just 3 shy of breaking the record set by the great Wayne Gretzky 26 years ago. Gretzky finished up his career in 1999 with 894 goals. Ovechkin currently has 892, 2 shy of tying, 3 shy of beating it. Will he beat it tonight? Probably not. But of course, there are 6 regular season games left in the schedule, and apart from tonight's game against Chicago, only 2 of those games are at home. Now, this is all very exciting stuff for the game of hockey, of course. Gretzky's record will most likely fall by the end of the season on April 17th, and while that's all very impressive stuff, let's try to take a look at this honestly. Alex Ovechkin is 39 years old and was drafted by the Capitals in 2005. Now, having done a little bit of math, I can tell you that Ovechkin has played in the NHL for 20 years. Gretzky retired at the age of 38 and also played for 20 years with 4 different teams, and yet Gretzky was able to score 894 goals by the age of 38. Had he played one more year, there was no telling how many goals he may have scored if he hadn't already proven himself as the greatest player who ever lived. Now, you might say, but Baxi, they both played for 20 seasons, and Ovechkin still has 7 games left to go, not counting the playoffs, to which I would say that is nothing more than a meaningless coincidence. Sure, I suppose a chance that Ovechkin could obliterate that record by the end of the year, but I would like to remind everybody that during 1978 and 1999, Wayne Gretzky finished his career with 4 Stanley Cup championships, whereas Ovechkin only has 1, and that was a very long time ago. In other words, you can have your little goal-scoring record. At the end of the day, I'm not that impressed, since you wouldn't win a Stanley Cup 19 times, whereas Gretzky won 4 of them in 5 years. Who's the greatest player in the NHL? Sorry, folks, it's still Wayne Gretzky. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. When we're talking green grass, the name Scott's 4-Step should be the first thing on your mind. Scott's Turf Builder. If you want that stuff, you got to go to Rocky. Spend $150 on any Scott's product. You'll get $25 in bonus rewards. Details at any Rocky store or on Rockies.com. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock. It's 7:13 and Aerosmith with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be cloudy today with a high of 63. Tomorrow, rainy with a high of 44. It's 59 right now in downtown Springfield.
And now, live from the Richard Grieco Studios in East Long Meadow, Massachusetts, it's Open Live Friday!
Yow, 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 yow. 293-1021. That is the number for Open Line Friday. Today we are brought to you by Linton Septic. Call Open Line and give us crap, and Linton Septic will pump you when it's necessary.
I got a little wrench to throw into the gears here today. Make this a little bit more interesting. Kind of up the ante on the open line. How about Open Line Mad Libs? So you call here, right?
Yeah.
And then I ask you for like an adjective, a person, or a noun, or something like that. You can do your regular call, but then you give me the word, and then afterwards, when we come back from the break, I'll read the story.
That's the craziest idea I've ever heard.
I came up with that this morning on my way here to work. This is the little that monkey with the symbols in my brain that's clicking all the time. That's what it came up with.
Well, having said all that, let's go through the rules real quick. No foul language, no hate speech, and try not to act like a dink. Can we do that?
And understand what an adverb and an adjective are.
Yeah, that would be very helpful. Yeah. Rock 102. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, how you doing, guys? This is Mike from Enfield, calling from Florida.
What's up, Mike?
Well, first of all,
not much, man. I got a joke.
Hey, hold on, before you get into the joke. Start.
Oh, I was going to ask them at the end of the call.
Oh, ask first.
All right. Give me an adjective. Do you know what that is?
Oh, God. An adjective. I'm going to go with best.
Best.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Now your joke.
All right. My joke is, what's better than roses on a piano?
I don't know. What's better than roses?
Roses on a piano.
What's roses on a piano?
What's better than roses on a piano?
I'm sorry. What's better than roses on a piano?
Tulips on your organ.
Oh, saw that coming a mile away.
All right.
Comedy classic.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Open mic night.
Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Francesca. How are you, Francesca? Oh, like Francesca Rinaldi.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever heard that.
All right.
Okay. So what's the next thing on the Mad Libs?
She's a little spicy.
That's all right. Yeah. We'll get to your call in a second. What's the Mad Lib?
I need a place. Give me a place.
Long Meadow.
Long Meadow.
Okay.
All right, Francesca. What can we do for you today?
I just want to say about Wayne Gretzky.
Yes.
Who cares about who cares about how many goals he's scored because he's just a douche, but also I'm wondering if you probably are a big fan of Kurt Schilling, too.
Am I a fan of Kurt Schilling?
Yeah, I mean, they're both douches.
Well, I mean, whoa, hey, whoa. That's very judgmental.
You know what? I like Francesca. She gives it right back to Baxy.
I'm starting to think that Francesca might have a big chip on her shoulder.
He does like Kurt Schilling.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
listen, I may not like him as an individual, but who can deny his heroics back in the World Series?
Yeah, when he faked he faked the bloody sock thing.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Who cares what he did? If you're a douchebag, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're both douchebags.
Well, listen, Francesca, I lost respect for him when he faked the bloody sock thing. Then I really lost respect for him when he violated, Tim Wakefield's personal privacy.
Right.
All right, okay, okay, but I think that when you're talking about the greatest players of in the world, I think Wayne Gretzky stands by himself as opposed to a Kurt Schilling who will never see the light of day in a Hall of Fame ever in his life.
Thank God, but still, it doesn't matter how many records you break. If you're a douchebag, you're still a douchebag.
All right. Well, I appreciate the call, Francesca, and thank you very much for the place.
Think about it.
Ciao, Francesca Ranau.
Okay. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, where are we at with the Mad Lib?
Adjective, please.
Adjective. Quick, give me one. What's an adjective? What's an adjective?
Like something to describe something, like tall or short or...
No, wait. All right, crawling.
That's not an adjective.
That's not an adjective?
No, that's
an example.
So that's a verb.
Yeah.
An adjective would be something that it's a descriptive word.
A descriptive? Okay, orange. Would that work?
Yes, it would be. It would be.
Yeah,
okay,
all
all right.
We'll take
You'll take it?
I will take it.
All right, guys, have a good morning.
That's it. That's all he wanted to do.
Okay. Well,
This is what I say. Know what your adverbs, adjectives, verbs, all that stuff.
Right.
Before you call.
Okay. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Pat Kenny from Greenfield. How you doing,
Good, Pat.
Do you have a? His name is Fat.
Fat. Okay.
Fat.
I'm fat. Yeah, fat. You know, like eating donuts fat.
Gotcha.
So what is your adjective? I need an adjective first before you go any further.
Jeez. An adjective? I don't know. How about fat?
Fat. Okay. Fat. Where it works. For
all
me.
right. So what can we do for you?
Hey, how do you circumcise a redneck?
I don't know. How do you circumcise a redneck?
You kick his sister in the jaw.
All right. That was totally worth it.
That was totally worth the wait.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend.
And what's the difference between a feminist and a knife?
What's the difference between a feminist and a knife?
Well, at least a knife has a point.
Did you write that coffee commercial we were doing yesterday?
All right,
hey, I just want to say, you guys are all right. You know, you're very good. You're very good.
Well, thank you.
All right.
You have a good weekend. There you go. All right, here, Rock.
See, he's not getting laid because he's fat. He's not getting laid because he's an a-hole. But go ahead. Who's this?
Rock 102. Who's this?
Hey, this is John. How you guys doing?
Good, John. What's up? I need a piece of clothing.
Shoes.
Okay.
All right. What's on your mind?
Bax, quick question for you. Your Sunday show that you do on Rock 102, not the podcast, but the actual show you do on Rock 102.
The Fun Bag.
Is there a way to look up, the playlist of that show? Because there were some bands on there that I've never heard of that were actually really good, and I wanted to find out who they were so I can listen to them on not Sunday show.
Here's a clue. Every Sunday night at exactly 10 o'clock when the show is over, the playlist is posted on the Fun Bag Facebook page every week.
Okay, so I gotta go to the
Facebook page or on the Fun Bag Instagram. It's there every week.
Oh, wicked awesome.
Okay, so you can go back and look from the beginning of time. Lots of great stuff there over the course of years. So check that out.
Wicked awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Let's go.
Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Dave.
Okay, turn your radio
down, Dave.
Yep.
All right.
Here we go.
Now give me a body part.
Body part. Arm.
Okay. All right. What's on your mind, Dave?
Well, you guys were talking about a truck stop yesterday,
about showers for truck drivers. I'm a truck driver, and anytime you fuel at a truck stop, you get shower points.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you accumulate the shower points.
Oh yeah, usually each fill up, you get a shower, free shower.
Oh,
That's a pretty good deal.
yeah. Is that the golden shower card?
No, if you have a TA card or a pilot card or a Flying J card, use that, and it puts points on your card, and a lot of times you get a free shower, even prints it out.
Now, how are those facilities? Are those reasonably clean? Are they hygienic?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's good.
You know, a Flying J shower sounds like one of those Kim Kardashian euphemisms we do. Oh, my God, the last time I had a Flying J shower.
All right, well, thanks for the education. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, this is Wallace the plumber from Connecticut.
All right, Wallace, the one, give me a body part.
I guess your foot.
Foot. Okay,
that's
all
good.
right.
All right, what's on your mind, Wallace?
So I'm just coming at you guys this morning with a little commendation. I just want to commendate Steve with the fact that his wife passed away and the fact that he stayed with his kids and he take care of his kids, from what it seems like, very well. So, Steve, man, keep up the good work. You are an example to other guys that have go through the same issues.
Well, I appreciate that, but I like how you made it sound like stayed with my kids like there was any other option. You can't. Well, you know what? You know what? I really do believe they should change that dropping them off at a firehouse rule to past the age of newborn.
Well, some no good guys would have just left the kids too,
No,
I know.
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that.
But you didn't sit him down at 10 years old and say,
But-
kids, I'm tired of you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the support, so thank you.
No problem, dude.
All right.
Okay, Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Jack.
Jack. You need an adjective, Jack.
Wait, an additive?
Adjective.
Adjective. A describing word.
Yeah, smelly.
Smelly.
Oh, that's a
There
good
you
one.
go. Yeah, there you go.
All right, what's on your mind?
What's your favorite truck stop shower story?
When was the last time you had a Flying J shower?
I had a buddy that used to love looking at pregnant women while they showered.
Oh, at the Flying J.
Oh, boy, I think I should shower today.
All right.
All right.
Nicely
Pretty
done.
very nicely
Appreciate
done.
it. Rock
All right.
102. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Steve from Enfield.
Steve,
How you doing?
Good. I need a noun.
A noun now?
A
Yeah,
noun.
noun. That is a person, place, or thing.
Yeah. Scannick River.
Scantic River.
All
Okay.
right. All right. What's on your mind?
Have you guys seen that new billboard on 91?
Which one?
It says that there's over like 50,000 battered women in the area. And I said to myself, Jesus, I've been eating them raw this whole time.
right.
There you go. That was not right. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, Talkman, how you guys doing?
Good,
Hawkman.
Hawkman. I need a noun.
A noun or a noun?
A noun.
No, what's a noun?
It's a person, place, or thing.
Trump.
Truck. Truck.
Okay.
All right. What's on your
All
mind,
right.
Hawkman?
I just want to give a big shout out to my brother Josh, who works for the East Long Meadow UPW.
All right.
I want to give a shout out to my brother truck driver Stu, who works out in Agawam.
Okay.
I think he hauls import and export for the Indelay industry.
Okay.
Can the Hawkman go for a walk with you guys on the rail trail?
You can't walk anywhere. What are you talking about?
I mean, can I go for a stroll with you guys?
You could stroll.
Yeah, I guess we could use a chaperone.
If you guys get tired, I can help.
You can be the pace car in our Bax and Rise race. We'll put a little yellow light on the top of you.
I can see you now yelling at us to keep up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be like the coach in the first Rocky.
Yeah,
There you
okay.
go. All right, Hawkman.
All right, we got to run.
We got to run because we're running out of time. But thank
Okay.
you for calling.
All right, how
All
much?
right, I think. Well, we can take one more. I
One
guess.
more. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, one more, and that's it. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, this is Jerry.
Jerry, I need a place.
Rutland Sportsman's Club.
The what?
Rutland Sportsman's Club.
The Rutland Sportsman Club. Yeah, okay.
Everybody knows that place.
Very random. Okay, what's on your mind?
James Montgomery's playing the Rutland Sportsman's Club April 12th, 4 o'clock, $25 a ticket.
Oh, well, there you go. All right. Well, thanks for the PSA. I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate it.
All right. Well, there you go.
Thank you very much. Oh, there you go.
All right,
That's
well,
a very successful.
Listen, I already filled in one for a body part. I need you to give me an adjective real quick.
An adjective.
Yeah.
Painful.
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 Which was much like that open line that we
Very
just
much
did.
so, yes.
I like how that lady called you out, though.
Whatever.
No, I like it. I like when somebody calls you out and it's not me.
It's 726. Open line brought to you by Linden Septic on Rock 102. It's 729 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Here's the story that we came up with. This is Mad Lib's open line style.
Open line Mad Lib.
Yeah. This is called going to the doctor. Every year you should go visit the doctor. It's a very best visit. Usually you have to skip going to Longmeadow to go. Your doctor is usually an orange man or woman wearing fat shoes. They will look at your arm, penis, and foot. I added penis in there because nobody else
no one else said it.
Sometimes they can be very smelly. Afterwards, they will give you a Scantic River and a truck, and your mom or dad will take you to the Rutland Sportsman's Club as a treat. All in all, the doctor's office isn't so painful. You know, they're right about that. That guy just said there's who's playing at the Rutland?
I didn't quite catch it. You'd have to listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, or on rock102.com to know for sure.
I think his name is Dickie Doo because his tummy sticks out more than his Dickie Doo.
We have 7:33 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. A Springfield officer has been suspended after being charged with sexually assaulting a minor in Connecticut on Tuesday following a 2024 investigation. In a news release from the department, 27-year-old Justin Perez was originally assigned to administrative duties without a firearm pending the investigation. On Tuesday, Perez was arrested, and the Springfield Police Superintendent Larry Akers suspended him for 5 days without pay, the maximum allowed under civil service law without a hearing. Perez has been an officer since June of 2022. Connecticut State Police said that in October of 2024, Perez served as assistant athletic coach at Summers High School and allegedly engaged in inappropriate contact with a juvenile student. That student disclosed that Perez was allegedly engaging in inappropriate phone and social media contact with her, inappropriate content during practice sessions, and other unwanted sexual advances. On Tuesday at approximately noontime, officers located Perez in Enfield and conducted a traffic stop on his vehicle. He was arrested due to his active warrant and turned over to the state police. He was released on a $100,000 court-set bond and was scheduled to be arraigned at Rockville Superior Court on Wednesday. The Board of Police Commissioners and the Post Commission have all been notified. The Springfield Police Internal Investigations Unit and Connecticut investigators have been in contact in connection with the alleged allegations since October. On Wednesday, Summers School Superintendent Sam Galloway issued a statement saying that they take these things seriously, and not to read the whole statement because it's kind of lengthy. But as far as anybody's complaining about how these disciplinary actions go, there are rules that need to be followed, because if you don't follow the rules, like if you just fire the guy, which Superintendent Akers could do, then this guy has recourse to appeal, saying you didn't fire me without due process and yada, 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 and all that stuff. So it's one of those things that because of those civil service laws, that's beyond many people's control.
Yeah, that 5-day suspension is the most that the Springfield police can give this guy. They've taken away his gun, so that's good. But unfortunately, that's... And you've seen this before in other situations where a cop has done something that has got him in a heap of trouble, and this is the protocol. Nobody likes it. The police don't even like it. But unfortunately, it's what they got to follow. Now, it's what they got to follow. I have a question about the school and how if they knew any information about this guy's behavior or predatory nature before hiring him as a coach. That it's possible that they may have had no red flags in that situation. But if there was anything in there, then this becomes a very different story.
Right, but you're kind of speculating that at this point.
Well, no,
because
I'm not speculating
imagine-
anything. I mean, it's if, or I'm not saying it was, or I'm not questioning the school at this point. There's not enough information to know that for sure. But I'm just saying that that has to be questioned too, not just the fact that he's a police officer.
State police conducted 2 sobriety checkpoints last weekend, including in Hampden County, to help prevent under-the-influence driving. And we're just hearing about it now.
Would have been nice to hear about it before it happened. That way I would avoid those areas.
That's right. During these checkpoints, 14 drivers were arrested and charged with operating under the influence. 3 were arrested for other criminal offenses. 12 people were issued criminal summonses. 79 tickets were issued for speeding. 18 seatbelt violations. 6 cell phone violations. And several firearms were all recovered from a driver charged with OUI here on the State Police Price is Right.
I'll take a 6-month suspension of my license, please.
All right. In return, we'll give you an investigator that sends you dirty text messages.
I think I'll just take the time away with my suspended license.
Look at this hot OUI chick. She has no ass. And no nudes either. But she's got a sweet CDL license. How'd she get that?
I only had 15 beers, officer.
The checkpoints are, and by the way, I have been so wrong about Karen Reed.
Oh?
So wrong. And I
Well-
have to apologize that I get my misinformation, and I'm willing to admit that I was completely wrong about it.
Well, how'd this come about?
Because she's from Taunton, she's not from Fall River, which is really not that much of a difference.
I mean, it's really, they're very close to each other.
Yeah, but I apologize for getting that misinformation wrong about Karen Reed. She's from Taunton, not from Fall River. Still doesn't.
2 towns over from my hometown.
Oh,
Boy,
there you
I
go.
know
Yeah.
it so well.
How far were you away from Fall River?
A little bit further.
So it's in
further.
that area.
Yeah, it's all in the same. It's all Bristol County.
Yeah. I think once you pass through Fall River, you kind of get the stank on you no matter where you are. So maybe she. Yeah.
There's no apparent stank unless you're like right on the water.
Yeah. The checkpoints are an effort to help educate drivers and bring awareness to detecting a motorist driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. State police say they will be done during. Maybe I'm under the influence.
Are you drinking right now?
I'm under the influencer. I
see.
I get. I take a bunch of LSD and then I do a TikTok video.
Are they suggesting that they do these checkpoints as an educational tool, or is it just the reality is they're there to catch drunk drivers?
To catch drunk drivers.
Because if I'm driving through it and I'm sober as a judge,
yeah.
Although I know some judges that drink a little bit much, but if I'm sober as a judge, what am I learning from this?
Nothing.
What educational benefit is there to me to be stuck behind a checkpoint, waiting to get past all the cops?
Especially if you are a judge.
Yeah.
If you're a judge under the influence.
I've seen a few judges drink in my time.
Sometimes even behind the bench.
Or behind a bar.
Yeah. I knew a judge who once used to do a lot of magic tricks.
Really?
Yeah. He worked the overnight shift at this courthouse, big city. I think it was New York.
Uh-huh.
And it was all kinds of hijinks because he would, get these people and try to help them.
Yeah.
Even he would let even hookers would come up to his stand. He would even let them go without a fine.
Was there a very tall bailiff, bald?
Oh yeah, you know
by
this
the name
guy.
of Bull?
Yeah, you know this. You've seen this before.
Yeah.
You've seen this whole outburst.
Actually, Steve, I think you're describing the entire plot line to the TV show Night Court.
I've never seen that before.
Really?
Maybe this was like one of those stories that was like an adaptation of a real life.
Well,
type of
sometimes
thing.
life does imitate art.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But it was a good documentary.
Right.
And I knew the guy very well.
Did you?
There was also this very misogynistic, overly sexual public prosecutor.
Yes. I believe his name may have been Dan Fielding, played by the unflappable John Larroquette.
And then there was this really hot blonde public defender that was there, too. I believe,
Marky Post, the late Marky Post.
Right. You know her, too.
I do. I also know the Ellen Foley.
Now, later on in her life, she had to help this guy get his testicles out of a zipper.
Yes.
In a situation where, he came over to date her daughter.
Yeah.
And then he wound up going to the bathroom and then got his junk caught in his zipper, and they had to call the fire department.
Yes.
It was a very embarrassing situation.
I think what you're describing there is a scene in the movie Something About Mary.
I don't know. You seem to have watched a lot more TV than I did.
And film.
And film.
Maybe that's the case, Steve. I don't know for sure, but I think those are the things you are describing.
A woman was arrested for using a dead person's bank card, North Haven police said. They identified the suspect as 44-year-old Christine Boyd. According to police, they were alerted on February 6th to a couple of fraudulent transactions that happened from the descendant's bank account after the person passed away. An investigation was launched and detectives discovered by way of search warrants that Boyd used the defendant's financial banking card to make purchases on a travel and lodging site. An arrest warrant was approved for Boyd. She wound up staying at a Motel 6. And that's when the deceased family goes, Grandma was too bougie for that. She would have never stayed in a Motel 6.
No, she's a Super 8.
She's a Marriott Bonvoy member. Anyway, she was arrested on Monday. She's charged with 5th-degree larceny, 6th-degree larceny, and 2 counts of payment card theft.
Now, didn't Domino's Pizza once have a mascot to avoid the Boyd?
Yes, I believe it was Avoid the Boyd.
Yeah,
and,
well, that's not
very annoying. Things tried to steal the pizza.
Right.
Yeah. New changes at the United States Postal Service are set to begin. The cost-saving measure aimed to save $36 billion in the next decade. However, the USPS says they'll be able to preserve delivery times and give people more information on when they can expect their packages. This comes part is Delivering for America, 10-year plan to modernize the postal network, achieve financial sustainability, and improve service quality across all mail and shipping categories. Mail on Sunday?
Hey,
they fired me. Why? Because they knew I had too much. What was it? Too much of a good track record or something. They didn't fire him. They wouldn't let him transfer to Hawaii because all the mail was being delivered.
The mail keeps coming and coming
and coming. It's Public Goods Clearinghouse Day. The USPS says they're streamlining networks, cutting hours, and closing unnecessary facilities. While these changes are meant to be cost-saving and efficient, 22 News spoke with a Chicopee resident who said these changes often hurt people at the bottom. I'm not happy with how things are right now, but then again, change is inevitable. It's funny how the little guy always puts up with the most sacrifice.
They're hurting people in the bottom? What a strange place to leave a package.
Isn't that weird? The Postal Regulatory Commission says the service is downplaying the effects these could have, and they jeopardize the reliability of the USPS, especially in rural communities like Western Massachusetts.
I know you don't really want to put postal employees in a tough spot where they feel, overworked, underappreciated. Sometimes that has a tendency to backfire on you, if you know what I mean.
I think you should choose your words a little bit more carefully there when you're describing people who work for the postal system.
I'm just saying, when they are stressed, that's when things get a little goofy over there.
That hasn't happened in so long, and you keep bringing that up. And
I'm just saying.
I think they've had psychologists there. People listening.
I understand. Things are better, but things could get worse with the new changes.
Well, anything can get worse, Bax.
That's right.
Easter potatoes could be a thing this year. With the prices of eggs so high, the New York Times says eggs are so expensive, people are planning on dyeing potatoes for Easter.
Okay.
It's not a new idea. The marketing group Potatoes USA tried to make it a thing in 2023 as food prices were rising. PETA also wanted the White House Easter egg roll to use potatoes last year. The New York Times says the videos on how to dye or paint potatoes have been trending recently. so it's becoming less of a joke idea and more of an actual strategy for saving money. The Easter Bunny could also opt to hide plastic eggs full of candy, but that's cuts out the whole egg dyeing tradition for kids.
You know, I love egg salad just as much as I love potato salad. I could take either one.
I guess you could. Yeah, but you
could.
can't have potato salad with eggs. We got to go. We got a guest right here. It's 59 in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news. I'm going to do it.
It's 7:48 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
A couple of years ago, I went to go see that the Rosie Robotics and those robotics competitions they have over at Western New England University.
Yeah.
Well, they're coming back to the Big E this weekend. And on the phone with us is the co-chair, Carrie Karwedzki, and the Rosie Robotics co-captains, Tim Rua and Kylie Henry. Good morning, folks. How are you?
Good morning.
You know,
We're doing well.
a few years ago, the kids from Rosie Robotics used to come to the Mayflower Marathon and show off, robots they would make. In fact, I think it was one year where the robot was able to take food out of the trunk of a car and put it on a truck. And we just sat there and looked at it and just thought that was the most amazing thing we had ever seen.
Yeah, it's really cool. All of the robots are amazing here. This year, the theme of the game is all ocean themed. So if folks come over to the Big E, they're going to see our robots taking algae off of a coral reef and replanting it. So
that's cool. Now, tell us where at the Big E this is going to be, and is there admission to get in to see the show?
Yeah, so there's no admission to get in. The games start around 9:30 this morning, and then they start again tomorrow around 9. And it's in the Coliseum. The main Coliseum is where their main competition is.
Oh, cool.
And then we have pits located in the Young Building, and then A-Barn and Mallory. So we're spread out across the campus. Lots of good things to see and do if you want to come out and visit.
Now, how many teams are involved in all the competitive parts of this?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so there's 96 teams here this weekend, or this week in general. So there's 48 in each division because it's split in half. And each 48 teams competes in qualifying matches, which lead to a ranking. And that ranking goes towards a eventual playoff schedule that we get into on Saturday.
Wow, that sounds pretty neat. So let me ask you though, with the whole increase in the use of AI, how much is AI being implemented with these robots that you folks are using? That could be a question for either Tim or Kylie.
Yeah, so we actually do use a bit of AI, mostly in our software, but it's been really helpful for like post estimation and things where our robot is capable of making decisions on its own. Because there is an autonomous period where our robot doesn't have a driver, but it only is manipulated by what we tell it to do with the computer and with the software. So it has cameras and it makes decisions for itself.
Now, as far as the ones that you guys have been working on, is there something is there like a special task that they have to do, or is that the way you program each one of these robots?
So, yeah, there's different tasks that we have it do depending on how many points that we have. So we'll put it into the program, and it will come up with a decision through the cameras and where it is on the field to go do those tasks during auto.
Now you've tested all these tasks. I mean, they've all been programmed to perform correctly, right?
Yeah. Right after the autonomous period that Kylie talked about, we take over with what's called teleops, and the driver is able to manipulate the robot to handle these game pieces, like Carrie was talking about, the algae, which is a big dodgeball, and then these pieces of coral, which are large PVC pipes, and the driver manipulates them using the robot and scores them in different areas of the field.
All right, let me ask you this. You kids making these robots, did any of your teachers ever question you whether you're cheating on some of your assignments by building a robot and having them do the work for you?
I wish I was able to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That's a marketing idea. You build robots for other kids that can do their homework for them.
I don't know if that's really the intent of all this. This is an educationally exacting thing here.
Listen, folks, I know you're trying to do this for good, but I always think of the nefarious reasons you can use a robot for. But I got to say, when I saw the competition a few years ago back at Western New England University, what a cool program. That was they were putting balls into different, it was a competition between teams of how many balls could be put in to the chutes and the baskets and all that stuff. Very impressive. There was also this other display. So you have other displays going on and not just these robotics competitions, correct?
Yeah, we do. Absolutely. So in the A barn, so that's right next to the Coliseum, the Farmerama, they have all of we have colleges and universities that support with scholarship programs. We have a bunch of sponsors who support with team grants. And then we've got a lot of other interactive displays, including positive street art. We're painting a mural this week that will go up on the wall at New England First headquarters.
So one of the other projects that I had seen at this particular competition was they had a little mini robot out front that did solve the Rubik's Cube. You put the Rubik's Cube in the thing, and no matter how many times you twisted it, this thing could solve the Rubik's Cube within just like a minute or two.
Yeah, that's really cool.
As a matter of fact, I think I was the one that engineered that machine that you saw a couple years ago. I was on an FLL team at the time, building with Legos, and that was the robot, one of our robots that we made at the time.
That's unbelievable because someone has to program this thing to figure all of that out. The way I used to figure out the Rubik's Cube, and this is probably cheating, is I used to take the stickers off the cube
I was just gonna say
and then readjust them so I wouldn't have to actually twist the thing around, and it worked every time.
Yeah, I was able to just carry those skills on, and first is just the natural evolution of those skills into modern robotics and careers.
That's unbelievable. So the big event happens today at the Big E. Starts at like 9:30, you said?
Yeah, it starts at 9:30 today, runs through tomorrow at about 6 o'clock, and matches start tomorrow at around 9.
That's fantastic. Carrie, Tim, Kylie from Rosie Robotics and Agawam, great to have you. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. It's 7:55 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch, brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Benjamin Moore Paint, Cabot Stains, plus rock-solid painting advice and expertise.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Hey, great news, everybody. Today is opening day at fan-friendly Fenway Park, their 114th home opener. Today, the Red Sox, who I should point out currently have the 10th best record in baseball, will open up their home schedule this afternoon at 2:10 p.m. with an interleague matchup against the St. Louis Cardinals. Exciting, huh? Oh, you don't know the half of it. It'll be packed. A crowd more than 37,000 people waiting to see the explosive Boston Red Sox as they look to extend their impressive 2-game winning streak. It'll have everything. You'll have the national anthem being sung by the Boston Arts Academy Treble All-Stars. You'll have a special tribute to the late Louis Tiant. Plus, you'll have the ceremonial first pitch thrown out by the surviving members of the 1975 World Series Boston Red Sox. The very team had lost in 7 games to the late Pete Rose and the Big Red Machine exactly 50 years ago. Oh, they'll all be out there. 85-year-old Carl Yastrzemski, 77-year-old Carlton Fisk, 73-year-olds Freddie Lynn and Dwight Evans, perhaps even 81-year-old Rico Petrocelli shows up. I don't know, a bunch of them. All the great Red Sox players of my youth, back when I was an impressionable 9-year-old boy. Man, those were the days. Of course, you'll also have the game today where $313 million Rafael Devers looks to extend his 2-game hitting streak. Last night, Devers coughed up 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 runs, and only 1 strikeout, pushing his season batting average to a mind-numbing 111 against the Baltimore Orioles, who just couldn't handle all that offensive production as the Sox went on to win them by a score of 8-4. How the Red Sox going to handle the Cardinals this afternoon? I have no idea. All I can tell you is it's going to be a riveting afternoon of baseball enjoyment. I might even pack down a few honorary Fenway Franks on a Lenten Friday just to show a little respect for the occasion. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Of course, your Ego battery-powered mower comes with a battery and charger. But get your Ego mower now, and Rockies will throw in a bonus spare battery. This offer also applies to your Ego blower or string trimmer at Rockies, because all three use the same damn battery. How's that for something else, huh? But hey, enough of my yapping. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
808 and Rush on Rock 102.
It's going to be cloudy today with a high of 63. It's 59 right now in downtown Springfield.
And now, live from the Richard Grieco Studios in East Long Meadow, Massachusetts, it's Open Live Friday!
Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
All right, 293-1021. It is Open Line Friday, brought to you by Linton Septic.
Mad Libs edition, part 2.
Are you going to do Mad Libs again?
Yeah, why not?
What the heck?
Make it fun.
You know, it's Friday, it's payday. There's a part of me that just doesn't care. But then also, I will say that I do care about the rules. No foul language, no hate speech. Try not to act like a dink.
How about, here's 3 topics I'll give you. Ready?
Okay.
Trick-or-treating on Halloween, we already did go into the doctor. Instructions for the babysitter or a concert review.
Concert review.
There you go.
Let's try that.
Review. All right, there we go.
Let's hit the phones. Let's see what we got here. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hello.
Call back. Ready? Okay. Trick-or-treating on Halloween.
Hi.
Hi, who's this?
This is Cody from Agawam.
Cody, I need a noun.
A noun. A person, place, or thing, Cody.
Hospital.
Hospital. Good,
okay,
good one.
Very good choice.
All right, what's on your mind, Cody?
Going to school.
All right.
Where you go to school?
Just Meadow Elementary in Granby, Mass.
Oh, nice. That's a good school.
And what grade you in?
3rd grade.
Third grade.
Hey, have you heard the Kim Kardashian bit this morning?
All right, you know what? Honestly, we hope you have a great weekend, Cody.
No. All right, see ya.
All right,
thanks, Cody.
All right, there you go. That's good for the kids. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Joe from Brimfield.
Joe from Brimfield. I have a brim job for you. Do you have a plural noun?
Plural noun.
Plural nouns. No, we only sell materials.
Materials.
Yeah, materials.
Okay.
All right.
What's on your mind today?
Oh, I just got back from Florida last week.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man, the sunshine was great and everything.
Not quite like the Brimfield weather.
Yeah, no, while I was in Florida, it was cold.
Yeah.
It was cold down in Brimfield.
You had to come. Where in Florida did you go?
It was somehow I went to Daytona for the 500, obviously.
Oh,
that's fun.
Did you go over to turn 3 and leave some flowers for Dale?
You mean the statue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't bring flowers, but I took a photo.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
All right, well, there you go.
All right, listen, we're going to take some more calls, but we appreciate you checking in.
All right, thanks.
All right, there you go. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hi, how you doing? This is Mark from Agawam.
Hey, Mark from Agawam. Do you have a plural noun?
Do I what?
I need a plural noun.
We're playing Mad Libs here today.
A plural noun?
Yeah, it's like a person, place, or thing, but multiple of them.
Tickets?
Tickets.
There
Okay,
you go.
there
All
you
right.
go.
So what can we do for you today?
Speaking of tickets, I just wanted to give you guys kudos and thanks to Rock 102. A while back, I entered your contest page for tickets for the Boston Calling show, and I won that. They called me this week. Yeah, so 3 days at Boston Calling, and yeah, not bad.
That's awesome.
And some really good featured artists.
And now you can say Bax and Nagle make your dreams come true.
Yeah, they do. In the mornings, they do.
That's awesome.
All right. What's the phrase that pays?
Just want to give you guys kudos and say hi before the regular 4 guys call up to talk to you this morning.
Right. And by the way, we're running the 9 to 5 all repeat work day.
Yeah, right,
You'll
exactly.
hear Tom Petty now. You'll hear it again in 2 hours.
All right. Hey, thanks for the call. Enjoy the show. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning, boys. It's Vince the plumber.
Vince, I need a
Vince.
plural noun, Vince.
Okay, that's
Give me a plumbing term. Give me a plumbing. Yeah, it's a person, place, or thing.
A ball cock.
Ball cocks.
Oh,
Okay.
plurals would be ball cocks. Yes. Okay. All right. Very good.
Yes, a ball cock. Ball
what's
cock. That's in the toilet, boys.
Oh,
Okay?
you don't have to. You don't have to
Believe
tell
me,
us.
I've had my ball cock in the toilet before.
Oh man, I hate that, especially during the summertime.
Oh yeah, a man of a certain age certainly knows what that's all
I
about.
believe that's called the bird bath dip.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is, dude. Yeah.
I'm sure that kid's having fun listening in from Agawam this morning.
I'm sure Mom has turned
you know what? I wish you. I really do wish you would have told him that Kim Kardashian bit.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to guess Mom's ripped the radio right out of the dashboard already.
He can go back to the podcast and listen later.
All right, what's on your mind, Vince?
Exactly. No, nothing much, man. I just wanted to say happy Friday to you guys. This week was awesome, guys. You guys always kick butt, take names. So, just wanted to throw out those shout-outs to Plimpton and Hills, Derek, all my boys over there. You know what? Just more or less everybody, have a great Friday. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too.
All right, thanks, Vince.
All right, appreciate it. Okay, Rock 102. Good morning. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike from Enfield calling from Florida again.
Mike from Enfield, I need another plural noun.
Jesus. Heterosexuals.
All right.
All right, fair enough. And what's on your mind again?
I just wanted to call in and say that I am a little concerned with all the people that call in that don't know what adjectives and verbs and all that is. So if you guys need any help with filling in the rest of your adjectives.
Yeah, okay. Actually, you know what? Give me an adjective.
Adjective moist.
Moist.
Ooh, that's a good one.
See,
People hate that
I like
word.
that critic. Do you have another adjective?
We're going to go with dry.
Dry.
Moist and dry.
Moist
Okay.
and dry. How about another plural noun?
Job sites.
Job
All
sites.
right, you're taxing this poor guy, Steve. You really are.
What about a plural body part?
Oh, my God, you're bleeding him dry.
No, you're good. Let's go with arms.
Arms.
Okay.
So I would have went with testicles, but that's
that's
just
all
me.
right. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
I'm trying to keep it radio friendly, so.
I'm not. Keep going.
Can we replace your arms with testicles?
Sure, yeah, go with
Okay.
testicles.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Go with multiple testicles.
Yeah, multiple testicles. There you go. All right. Well, thanks
you
for
very
the call,
much.
Mike. Appreciate it.
Okay, there we go. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Good. It's going good. What's your name?
I'm Cameron from town of Bloomfield. I'm just giving you guys a call. Let me know.
All right,
That's
Karen.
Awesome.
Cameron, I need a part of the body.
Sorry?
A part of the body. Name a part of the body.
What's a body part?
Bye.
What?
I'll give you the ring finger.
Ring finger. Okay. All right. All right.
The ring finger.
Okay. Now, what was on your mind?
I just wanted to call to tell you guys you're doing a hell of a job.
Oh, thanks,
I
man.
want to thank you for making my work week a little bit better. And what time is it? 8:15. I got an hour and 15 minutes until Hollywood Trash.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got it. You'll get there.
It'll be worth waiting for, I'm sure.
It always is.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
day it is.
All right. Well, listen, thanks for the call. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. You guys have a great day.
You too.
Okay.
I like these ass-kissing phone calls.
I like it, too.
Yeah.
Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Harry Balsacki from Chicopee.
Balsacki from Chicopee. I need a noun.
Fish.
Fish. All right. Fish.
All right.
Go ahead.
What's on your mind, Balsacki?
I wanted to know if anybody's got any striper reports coming in from the stripers running up the Connecticut River yet. Some early reports, maybe.
I have not heard anything from our angling friends, but I'm sure as soon as they start biting, we'll start hearing.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you.
There you go. All right. Rock 102. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Rob the maintenance man.
Hey, Rob the maintenance man. What's up, man?
How you doing today, man?
Good. I need a plural noun.
Plural noun. Burgers.
Burgers.
All right.
Burgers sounds good.
Now, what's on your mind?
I just had a joke today.
Oh, good.
All right. What do you joke?
All righty. So, there's three mice in a bar, and they're all trying to describe how tough they are. First mouse says, I go over to the mouse trap, take off the cheese, and do chest presses with the weight.
Okay.
Second mouse says, that's nothing. Second mouse pulls out some decon from his pocket, starts chewing on them like the sunflower seeds. Other mouse is like, wow, that's impressive. Third mouse, he's like, you guys are wimps. He gets up, finishes his beer, and starts to leave. The other mice are like, hey, where are you going? Like, I'm going home to make love to the cat.
Whoa!
Hey!
He might need a little decon help though to get him through that session.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Rob. We appreciate it.
Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Oh, hey, boys. I meant to do a shout out to Eddie's Tacky. Dan, just want to say I forgot about you guys. Eddie's Package Store, fine liquor, fine cigars. Vince the plumber here again.
Yeah, Vince, I knew that. There is a limit to how many times you can call on a single open line.
Well, I know, but I forgot the first time, and I know Dan's going to get all mad at me when I try to go in there to buy booze later today.
Vince, it's just like Willy Wonka said when he handed out the everlasting gobstoppers. Everyone gets one, and one is enough for everyone.
Dang it. All right, guys.
Get off my phone.
Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Ethan.
Hey, Ethan, what's up?
Last name Nath.
Ethan, what? Math? What? What did he say?
I'm not sure. Okay, what's
a noun? I need a noun, Ethan.
A noun? Armpit.
Armpit. All right, that's a good one. All right, so what's on your mind?
Did you guys know that 54% of adults in the United States read below a 6th grade level? And 20% are completely illiterate.
I see what you did there.
And I think 90% of them are listening this morning.
I bet
you might be right about that. You might be right.
But there's only a 50% chance of that.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hi, this is Melissa from East Long Meadow.
Hi, Melissa from East Long Meadow. Do you have an animal? I need an animal.
Giraffe.
A giraffe.
That's a
All
good
right,
one.
That's a good one.
What's on your mind today?
I just wanted to comment. Steve was talking a little while ago about the billboards up on the highway and how there's never anything useful on them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Mass DOT signs.
Yeah. Today there was something useful. I got caught in traffic on 91 due to an accident, and they actually had it posted up there that the right lane was closed and there was an accident. So maybe someone was listening to you.
And I hope you said, thank you, Steve Nagle, for putting the word out into the universe. Yeah, I bet you did. And now you're going to be thinking of Steve Nagle all day long. What a good guy he is.
Yes, I will.
Yes, you will.
Well, Melissa, thank you very much for that update. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Okay.
Great job, guys. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Thank you. All right, 293-1021. A couple more?
Useful information.
I've never seen that before.
I only need one more. I need an adverb.
All right, an adverb. An
Yeah.
adverb. Okay,
Yeah.
that describes an action.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's take one more call here. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, this is Joe from Manchester.
Joe from Manchester. Do you know what an adverb is?
An adverb? Yeah, but I was going to give you the noun you've been looking for.
What's the noun I was looking for?
Penis.
See, all right. You know what? I'm going to change armpit to penis.
All right, okay.
So, there you go.
I don't know you could.
All right.
All right.
I wanted to comment on something earlier you guys talked about this week. I'm a little bit of an expert in the area on the large truck, small penis area.
Yeah.
So I have a large truck, small penis, but I can't quite figure out. I got rid of the large truck.
Yeah.
I still have a small penis.
Well,
what did you replace it with?
A small car, thinking it would go the other way, but it just didn't work.
No, you gotta get a mid-sized sedan.
Yeah, I mean, if you're buying a smart car to grow your penis, that's not a smart decision.
It's a very dumb thing to do, as a matter of fact.
So a mid-sized sedan, like maybe not a Buick, because that's a little bit of a full size.
Yeah, that's a full size. Yeah.
Honda Accord,
maybe.
Well, that's a good car, but that's a good solid car. That's a good reliability, good fuel economy.
I'm buying one today. I'll report back next week.
Oh, please do.
You need a car that you can memorialize on the rear windshield of it, your manhood.
A big rest in peace.
Yeah, big rest in peace, man.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
Rest in peace, small penis.
Yeah, there you go.
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let's get the adverb we're looking for
All
here.
right.
Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Kai from Florida.
Okay, we're all right. We need an adverb. Describes an action.
Slurping.
Is that really?
That's
Is it really an adverb?
That's a verb. We need an adverb.
Like quickly. It's a verb ending in ly.
Expediently.
Expediently.
Jesus,
There
all
you
right.
go. Okay, very good.
This,
All right. So what can we do for you?
Ivy Leaguer.
What's on your mind?
I just wanted to say, call and say hello. I listen to you guys every morning for like pretty much the last 20 years of my life.
And you came up with a word like expediently? That's beyond usually the class level that we have.
It's more syllables than most of our listeners can muster in one word.
I'm a sixth grade dropout, boys. I don't know what to tell you.
I thought you did a good job. You're nothing to be ashamed of. That was a good word.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Keep up the great work.
Thanks for
All right,
listening.
Thank you. All right.
All
So
right, there you
we'll
go.
review it.
Yeah, and we'll come back and we'll read the story.
Very good. All right. Thanks again to Linton Septic for spending their money to support Open Line Friday.
Can you imagine somebody spends money to support this?
I'd like to see more of it, frankly.
I guess so, yeah.
It's 8:24 on Rock 102. It's 8:26 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
All right, Dan Brown's got the forecast, and I got the Mad Libs. You ready?
Yeah, before you do, just want to say that Pat Kelly and the Rock 102 Road Crew are going to be at MGM Tap at MGM Springfield tomorrow from 6 to 8 to watch the round of 4. Pat and the Road Crew will have your chance to win some cool prizes. That's tomorrow at Tap Sports Bar, MGM Springfield, 6 to 8 with Pat. Coors Light, Miller Lite, and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
Our puppy.
Yes.
That's going to replace you someday.
I don't think so.
You don't know that.
Okay, maybe.
I'm on the Pat Kelly bandwagon with that.
Are you really?
Yeah.
The Nagle and Kelly show or the Pat and Steve show? Pat Nagle? Or
I don't know.
Breakfast Flakes? The Morning Crew?
Fish Bang and Stomach Pancake.
I like
How
that.
about that
Yeah,
one?
that's good.
Yeah,
That's
I like
good.
that.
All right, Mad Libs
You
time.
ever have tummy cakes? You ever make some of those by yourself? Little batter? Nothing?
I'm sure I could whip up a batch at some point.
Anyway, here we go. Ready? This is a concert review.
Yes. Oh, by the way, you asked me for 2 more nouns.
Yeah, I had to fill in the rest of this.
So I said eggplant and then toilet.
All right,
the
ready?
last 2 nouns. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Throughout last night's hospital, the cheering for the performance of Pearl Eggplant was so deafening you had to hold your job sites over your toilet. Many well-known materials are calling it the moist concert of the decade. For their opening number, the band played their hit song, followed by their dry rendition of I Can't Get No Penis. Then, as a tribute to the Beatles, they played their several tickets from the hit album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Testicles Club Band. Unfortunately, throughout the performance, lead singer Bax, I added that one in.
Okay.
Because of person in the room.
Sure.
Moved about the stage like a caged giraffe, singing at the top of his ball cocks, giving this critic a terrible ring finger ache. However, the concert ended with the audience standing on their burgers and applauding expediently, forcing the group to come back for 3 heterosexuals before the fish finally came down.
Wow, that's very good.
Yeah,
Yes, there you
see?
go. Mad Libs.
You know, one of these days, if we keep doing this, this will be the new thing.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when Linton Septic backs out, we can get Merriam-Webster to sponsor this thing. See? The monkey's always moving in the Steve Nagle head.
The gears are always
the gears
cranking.
are always cranking up there.
We got news coming up next to Rock 102. Here's your Western. 8:31 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Banks. A Springfield police officer has been suspended after being charged with sexually assaulting a minor in connection on Tuesday following a 2024 investigation. In a news release from the department, 27-year-old Justin Perez was originally assigned to administrative duties without a firearm pending the investigation. On Tuesday, Perez was arrested, and Springfield Police Superintendent Larry Akers suspended him for 5 days without pay, the maximum allowed under civil service law, without a hearing. Perez has been a police officer since June of 2022. Connecticut State Police said that in October of 2024, Perez served as an assistant athletic coach at Summers High School and allegedly engaged in inappropriate contact with a juvenile student. The student disclosed that Perez was allegedly engaging in inappropriate phone and social media contact with her, inappropriate content during practice sessions, and other unwanted sexual advances. On Tuesday at approximately 12:08 p.m., officers located Perez in an Enfield and conducted a traffic stop on his vehicle. He was arrested due to his active warrant and turned over to state police, where they charged him with criminal attempt, risk of injury to a minor, criminal attempt, sexual assault in the second degree, sexual assault in the fourth degree, and enticing a minor under 18 by computer. Boy.
What a gross story.
Gross story. And, they found, there was text messages on his phone.
Plus, there was stuff on Snapchat.
That, he was searching for, now, mind you, he was a police officer, and I'm sure that, they go over these things in the academy about different types of laws, especially if you're, maybe on an investigation or something like that. He was like, is it okay to sext a 16-year-old in Connecticut? Things like that. Enticing a minor. Sexting laws, Massachusetts.
Dude, you're a cop. You should know this stuff without having to search for it.
Well, listen, and this isn't to besmirch any of the other cops that do their job every day.
No,
this is not making, this should not be a reflection on those people who.
This is an aberration of the Springfield police, and believe me, if they could get rid of them, they would have.
And sometimes, people who are in positions like that will abuse their authority and abuse and manipulate the system so they can manipulate and groom victims. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. But that doesn't mean that you can't blanket a police department because of the actions of one.
And as we've mentioned earlier this morning, the 5-day suspension is the maximum that they can suspend him due to the union rules and regulations and the contracts and all that. Believe me, this will work itself out, but it's nevertheless disgusting.
On a happier note, people are enjoying the ad-libs added to the Open Line Friday.
Mad Libs. You said ad-libs.
Well, but it's sponsored by Ilinton Septic, so it kind of is an ad-lib.
Oh, well, yes. Right.
Yeah, an ad-lib, mad lib.
It's it's actually an interesting experiment. I don't know if I do it every week, but it's like every couple of weeks. It's kind of nice to do a Mad Lib or something else.
Jury selection for Karen Reed's second trial will resume today with more than half of the 16-member panel already in place.
So they picked up one yesterday.
Well, isn't it like a fantasy baseball league?
But usually that's over in 2 days.
I'll trade you a juror from Rutland for 3 jurors from Taunton.
I got 2 jurors from Taunton, and I'm just waiting to see what the actual value is from my 3 people from Bridgewater.
After 3 days of selection, 10 jurors had been picked, but that still doesn't mean this doesn't go on for some time, because then once they pick them, they still have the chance to eliminate them. So then they would have to go back into the jury pool and do it again.
And they got to pick alternates anyway.
Lawyers for Reed, prosecutors, and the presiding judge have individually questioned 226 people, meaning only about 4% of potential jurors are actually seated. The pool of new potential jurors who filled Dedham's Norfolk Superior Court on Thursday was significantly smaller than previous days. Only about 40 people showed up compared to about 90 each on the prior 2 days. Because they realize this is probably the case they're going to have to be on.
I got to tell you, I wouldn't want to be in that jury.
But both on Tuesday and Wednesday, about 35 jurors were sent home at lunch, meaning the number of jurors questioned has stayed relatively consistent across all of those days. Since all the jurors summoned Thursday were questioned, Friday's pool is expected to be larger. Of the pool of 40, 37 said they had heard or talked about the case when asked by Judge Beverly Canoni. 21 said they had formed an opinion about the case, and 4 said they had some bias or prejudice. All jurors complete a 3-page questionnaire before they are called up to sidebar one at a time. While potential jurors were being questioned at sidebar, Reed sat on a bench seemingly listening in. During previous days, she had sat at the defense table with Victoria George. What about
George?
An alternate juror from the first trial who has joined her defense team going through questionnaires. During questioning, lawyers from either side can either strike a juror without providing a specific reason. Both sides can do so up to 16 times. It's not clear how many have been used during the selection process so far. What happens after the 16 times? Then the judge just says, well, we're taking this one or that one that answer the questions that have no bias and all that stuff?
I honestly don't know. Probably.
Each day of the selection begins with the judge reading a statement in the case, laying out what prosecutors say Reed did, backing her SUV into her then boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, outside their Canton home. She told jurors that Reed is presumed innocent and has no obligation to prove her innocence during the trial. Cannoni has also referenced the intense publicity that has consumed the Reed case, saying public comment will likely continue, but the rule of law will be upheld. Reed thanked the potential jurors after each lawyer introduced themselves. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you like my sleeves? My mom liked them. They're pretty good on TV. Another thing, see, this is where gaslighting, I think, would be a good word for it.
Okay.
Because the defense is trying to make you believe that something else happened that night, and it wasn't her that backed into John O'Keefe and killed him.
Right.
There's like all these things. Here's the problem that I have with the whole thing. Karen Reed has changed her story multiple times. And to go back to this alcohol-related thing we were talking about earlier this week, alcohol makes you do some crazy stuff. Alcohol makes you not remember things. Alcohol makes you not do things. I just saw a clip yesterday of her father and her mother, I guess when her mother was still alive a few years ago.
Right.
The father's giving an interview on one of the Boston TV stations, and he says, she said, I think I hit something. I think, but so much information has come out to distract from those pieces of evidence, like the father's interview,
right?
That nobody's going back and going, hey, didn't the father say that she said in the hospital to him, I think I hit something?
Well, there's a chance that interview won't become, evidence.
No, but I'm talking about for all the people
who
who are trying to gaslight other people into believing, no. Look at all these people in the house and look at all this other stuff. They're not talking about those things that Karen had said that other people have said she said.
Right. But those other people are not the ones who are going to be making decisions in this case or presenting testimony or evidence. So, the public is going to draw their own conclusions no matter what actually happens in the courthouse. But what really matters is what happens in the courthouse during the second trial. I think she's probably going to walk. But on the other hand, all they really need to prove is reasonable doubt a second time, and that's it. There's enough question to establish some level of reasonable doubt, and whether you believe she's guilty or innocent.
Yeah.
It's the reasonable doubt question.
Listen, all I want is to go home and have dinner and a drink.
I need cocktails after a long day in court.
These mocktails I've been drinking during the trial are not doing it for me. Jamba Juice? Who's drinking that? It'll be interesting to see how this thing plays out. And again, like you just said, it's hard finding people that have not heard about this case.
It's kind of like how you when you think of like the OJ trial.
Yeah.
Like who didn't have an opinion about the OJ trial prior to the OJ trial?
Right.
And then once it started,
all the media hype.
Yeah, and then once it started, it blew completely out of proportion.
And there is a perfect example of how the police in that situation made a lot of mistakes, and all of that came to fruition during the trial.
Yeah.
And when you saw some of those jurors on the O.J. Simpson trial, they knew he was guilty, but it was so much reasonable doubt because of the missteps taken by police, which could happen in this case too.
Again, that whole thing about reasonable doubt it's a very narrow line, between whether you can convict somebody or if you have a single question in your mind that there could possibly be another explanation.
And frankly, I think that's going to happen in that Luigi Mangione case because there are so many people out there that either have a beef with an insurance company or have had somebody knows somebody that has been wronged by an insurance company that now you have a tainted jury in that aspect. And plus,
except you've got an element of an element of motive in that case that you really don't have in this case.
Did you see the guy yesterday? He's claiming he did it now. So now you have. This is what I'm talking about.
I know,
you can make anything. You can throw a monkey wrench into all of these things, these processes to make it so it confuses people and having other theories. I think that one's going to be a hard one to prove, especially now since all those law enforcement officers went on an HBO documentary and started revealing evidence before the case even was heard.
I hate to break it to people. I mean, I know people love the true crime stuff, but that kind of stuff shouldn't happen prior to a trial.
I don't understand why you would do that. Law enforcement, and in that particular case, it almost seems like this prowess that they need to go out and show, yeah, this is what we did, and then we found all this stuff, and then we found this stuff in his backpack, and we did all this. Why are you saying any of that? If you're trying to convict somebody for murdering somebody else, you'd think you would keep that under wraps until the trial came.
Yeah, I don't know. And listen, I watch enough Datelines to know that doesn't really matter to anybody. But it's but in a case like this, how do you impanel a jury and say this is a impartial group of people, of a collection of my peers? I mean, I don't even know how you do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everyone's got their own opinion.
Well, you know what? Either way, just sit back and grab your popcorn and watch the jurors be picked for the Karen Reed trial all weekend long. You can contemplate it on your online forums, and people can say things. And
listen, I'm still trying to catch up on White Lotus. That's far more important.
I have not seen that yet. Is it really good?
It's okay. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I wouldn't say it's great. It's good. It's fine. But I got to tell you, there's some other shows out there I'd much rather see again.
Remember Faces of Death? Remember those video series?
I sure do.
Those were like the original Netflix series.
Yeah.
I don't know, bring those back.
I thought they were hilarious.
Oh, I know.
It's so funny.
Your Pioneer Valley forecast today. We'll end it on that note on a happy Friday. Happy Friday. You just pulled a Dave Coombs. Happy Friday. Remember Faces of Death? That was a great show.
Am I the only one who was aroused by those movies? I got a buddy who loves snuff films.
I got a buddy who does. Did you ever see that movie 8mm with Nicolas Cage? Was it Nicolas Cage in 8mm? That was about a snuff film.
I think it was, yeah.
Wow, you should really watch it. I watched it with a buddy in a hotel room in Albany.
I brought a girlfriend over to my apartment on our first date, and we watched Faces of Death number 3 and 4.
This is like triggering memories of my childhood. Do you remember when he was telling the story about how him and a dude just shared a hotel room and ate pizza to watch the Final Four?
Yes.
We just pulled over to the side of the road and got a hotel room.
That makes sense.
And there was no point to any of his stories.
There was no point to that one other than a lot of questions.
But one could conclude that somebody might have had some ranch dressing dip while they were in the hotel room with another dude watching the Final Four.
Dressing day.
Ah.
Oh, my God. Anywho,
I was rooting for Brown that day. It's 57 in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Yeah.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:53, and Alice in Chains with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Mix of sun and clouds today with a high of 63. Could see a rain shower or two. It's 57 in downtown Springfield.
This week on Baxi's Musical Podcast, my guest has been Eve Barsley from the band Clem Snide. They originally started in Boston. Great band. Eve is a phenomenal songwriter. Their brand new record is coming out on May 2nd called Oh Smokey. It's really, really good. Next week, On Monday, my guest is Lauren Molinaire. This is a guy that is in a brand new band called the Slamdonistas. They just released they're about to release their second album called Wild and Restless on the 25th of April. But Lauren's history is amazing. He was in a band called The Dogs. This is a band that came out in the 60s around the same time in Detroit as the MC5 and the Stooges. And the story behind this band and what became of them, and the fact that the three original members are still together even to this day, is a stunning story. And you can hear it starting on Monday on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, the Rock 102 YouTube channel, rock102.com, and on the app. And it's all brought to you by Metro Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram at Chicopee, and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock. And by the way, some great interviews coming up in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you are listening for some really cool stuff on the way.
Very cool. Looking forward to that.
Super cool.
I see you're doing some videos too. I've been seeing those.
Doing videos, trying to make myself like a multimedia influencer.
You have to.
Pushing myself to do it.
You have to. Yeah, and just keep doing it.
I know.
I actually took an old video that I had and put it up yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was going through my old YouTube stuff. There was these two guys, Bax and O'Brien.
I'm not aware of their
videos that were on my. It was like what's coming up on the next show.
Yeah,
never heard of these guys. I don't even know how these videos got onto my
no
page.
idea.
But I had this one video of this lamb that my kids had when they were little, and the lamb would. It was very annoying, and the lamb would. You'd push the button, and the lamb would. You'd tug its ear.
Okay.
And then the lamb would clap, and it would actually move and clap, and it would sing, if you're happy, if you know it, clap your hands. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the dog had gotten a hold of it, and the lamb had somewhat of a stroke and could only move one arm.
I see.
And,
yes.
And the poor thing still sang, happy, and you know it, clap your hands, in a warbled voice, no less. So it was kind of like the lamb had a full-on stroke because of the attack from the dog. And I put that up yesterday. People like that one, too.
Of course they do.
Listen, if you can't come up with something, just go with something old. Repost it. Repost something you did years ago.
That's why it's funny. That's why it's an option. You can repost nearly anything if you really want to.
Hey, listen, we repeat Hollywood trash every day from 5:45 to 9:35. It's the same exact Hollywood trash. Yeah. I don't know how that happened. How I sound exactly like that.
We're going to play Led Zeppelin 5 times today.
Play Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Tom Petty.
At least 12.
Per hour. It's all Tom Petty all day long.
All day long. Hey, the Brimfield Brewfest is happening not this weekend, next weekend, April 12th, at the New England Motel in Brimfield. Tickets are on sale now. Going to be a great event. Over like 40 breweries involved in it. And you can go with a pair of free tickets. 10th caller right now at 293-1021. Good luck.
I hope a brewery out there takes my idea and calls a beer a Brim Job. Brim Job
somebody
Brew.
hasn't.
Brim Job Brew for the working man.
Yeah, even if it's just like a one flavor of beer, like a Brim a Brim Job IPA,
a Brim Job Double Warthog.
Yeah, I like that.
That's from all those brewery sluts hanging out there. Did you ever get a Warthog from a brewery slut from a Brim Job?
There's too much head in my glass.
I'm glad we have those third grade kids listening to us every morning.
It's so great to have them joining us. All right, anyway, 293-1021. Good luck on Rock 102.